The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Special Parliamentary Committee on Health conducts inquiry, parents warned to monitor children in rainy weather, and rules and regulations set ahead of kickoff. Papua New Guinea's premier international investment event, the PNG Investment Week, is set to return to Sydney, Australia later this year. The annual event promises to be the most impactful occurrence yet under the theme Stronger Together, Investing for the Future. Confirmed to attend is Prime Minister James Marape, alongside senior government and industry leaders from both Papua New Guinea and Australia. Further high-level confirmations are expected in the coming weeks from the governments of Australia and other neighbours, in line with the investment theme of Stronger Together. The 5 deaths at the Angau Memorial Provincial Hospital in Lae were not directly related to the over 20 hours of power outage. This was the response from members of the Angau Hospital senior management team during an inquiry that was conducted recently by the Special Parliamentary Committee on Health Matters.
7 deaths were reported on Sunday, October 19, 2025, when Lae was going through the usual series of blackouts and the standby generator at the Angau Memorial Provincial Hospital failed to kick in. Of the 7 deaths, the Special Parliamentary Committee on Health Matters was told on Thursday, November 6th, that 2 were deaths on arrival or DOA.
Inpatient deaths, we had the 5th one was someone who came into the emergency department during that time, wasn't fully wet, and then succumbed, so it was a cubicle death.
One of the 5 deaths was described as cubicle death, meaning the patient was not admitted but had died whilst waiting at the hospital facility, for example, at the accidents and emergency bay. Dr. James outlined that one of the deceased was a 73-year-old former public servant who had hypertension, hemorrhagic stroke, and was bleeding within his brain.
He was admitted on the 16th and passed on the 19th. So he was someone who had a stroke and slowly, progressively deteriorated. The death was unable to be or not prevented. The second case was a case identified by JW, a female of 28, was initially admitted to our labour ward or option dining, and then the next day transferred over to intensive care unit. She presented with TB meningitis, TB in the brain, but she was also pregnant, 26, 28 weeks gestation. She was admitted on the 11th of October into ICU, and on the 16th, she was diagnosed as already having brainstem death. Prognosis, everything discussed with family, and it was a case that was slowly succumbed.
Dr. James said the third case was that of a 49-year-old male who was admitted on October 4th with a long-standing history of abdominal pains and headaches. He had disseminated TB, which is a severe form of the illness where the TB bacteria have spread through the bloodstream. He also had other liver issues that were slowly progressing. He was a case of non-preventable death. The fourth case involved a female who was admitted to the mental ward but also had advanced breast cancer that had spread to her brain. She was admitted on September 29th and sadly succumbed to the disease in the early hours of October 19th. The Special Parliamentary Committee on Health Matters, chaired by Naguri, also had Mosby Northwest MP, Lohia Boy Samuel, and Alotau MP, Ricky Morris, on the panel. After listening to the Angau board, Naguri said the committee can confidently report to Parliament that the deaths on October 19th were not caused by the 20-hour blackout. Kamela Guare, TV1 News, Lae.
2 police officers have been injured while 2 police vehicles were damaged during fighting in Goroka, Eastern Highlands, which started on Saturday, November 8, 2025. During a press briefing today, Eastern Highlands Provincial Police Commander, Chief Superintendent John Kale, confirmed that conflict escalated after a student from the University of Goroka was attacked by locals from the nearby Apple Market. The police commander has also refuted claims of locals attacking students who have been admitted to the hospital, saying they have increased security there. Since yesterday, police numbers have increased on ground with the addition of Mobile Squad 14 from Kainantu Mine and police from Simbu and Mount Hagen.
It was a short fight and it will not happen again, but the villagers decided to take it out on themselves, going to the university and started damaging the progress at the university, and as a result, the students retaliated, and there was a big fight. Police were also there, our local police. All my policemen were deployed to the 9 or 8 districts. There was the electoral officials wanted to count the election in their own districts. And that is why we did not have any enough people in Goroka.
Police in the National Capital District and Central Province are investigating the death of a female whose body was discovered yesterday at Raburoku along Hiritano Highway in Central Province. Central Provincial Police Commander Chief Inspector Joseph Saleh confirmed that the body of a deceased female was discovered by a man who was on his way to the garden at Ruburoko along the Hiritano Highway in Central Province. He reported the incident to local leaders, who then alerted the police. Chief Inspector Saleh said officers from Forensic, Central Criminal Investigation Division and the Laloki Police responded and have retrieved the body and brought it to the Port Moresby General Hospital morgue. PPC Saleh added that the female has a tattoo on her right abdomen colored yellow, red and black. He further mentioned that she has short hair and is about 140 centimeters tall. He said police, together with community leaders and village representatives from the Ruburoko area, raised awareness in the surrounding villages and confirmed that all females were present. However, a public call-out was issued to the general public to check each house, and if any female members who fit the description can contact the Central Police Headquarters and police officers will assist. Meanwhile, police investigation continues. Bystanders, male and a female, were allegedly killed today at Pore Na Freeway downtown in a vehicle collision incident in Port Moresby. A female was believed to be inside a 10-seater that allegedly collided with a black harrier, causing it to hit the bystanders. St. John Ambulance and the police assisted with transporting the bodies to Port Moresby General Hospital. Police investigation continue with reports of other casualties yet to be confirmed. This is TV1 News. After the break, Food Festival for Port Moresby General Hospital and parents want to monitor children in rainy weather.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Tooks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Buying P&G made.
We've been traveling along this road together for over 50 years. Ella Motors acknowledges the visionaries and hard work that have been the driving strength to continued nation building. We live, prosper, sustainably grow with the community, whilst developing quality mobility chains, aspiring to be your first choice on every occasion. Ella Motors, celebrating with Papua New Guinea throughout our independence golden jubilee.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it, Pepsi, you like it, Pepsi,
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
It's astonishing! That's what he's there for!
Good morning to you both.
There you go.
The Prime Minister is defending New Zealand's decision to not recognise Palestine as a state.
Brighter days ahead for Kiwis, reads the PR from Finance Minister.
Don't worry, we got this. In order to have a two-state solution, though, you do have to have two states, don't you?
Yeah, you would have seen New Zealand, for example. It's all speculation.
Is that what your team is doing? You're just trying to make a political point here? To be honest.
There's just not enough social housing to meet the needs of New Zealanders.
And that's exactly what it was.
Talk to you. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Welcome back. The Hamamas Food Festival 2025, themed Cuisine Beyond Borders, wrapped up a favourable weekend at Dynasty Seafood Restaurant at Vision City, Angau. With more than just satisfied appetite, it delivered hope. Over the weekend, 14 restaurants around Port Moresby showcased diverse global cuisines, drawing crowds eager to explore culinary traditions and support a meaningful cause. A portion of the festival's proceeds will benefit the Pediatric and Cancer Ward at Port Moresby General Hospital, helping improve patients battling serious illnesses. Organizers say the event was designed to celebrate cultural diversity while strengthening community bonds through food and philanthropy. The Hamamas Food Festival attracted the public who supported the event by buying food for a worthy cause. The event ended yesterday and participants were rewarded for their tireless efforts and tasty dishes. National Capital District Metropolitan Superintendent Warwick Simatabi is calling on parents and guardians of children to stop washing in fast-flowing drains around the city. Matsub Simatab made this call after a 14-year-old boy was found dead after being drowned by the fast-flowing water at Bushwara Goroka block yesterday evening. According to a police report, the boy was in the company of 4 other boys who were washing in the creek when he was washed away by the fast-flowing water, leading to his alleged death. In addressing this issue, NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Simatab said Port Moresby and other provinces are experiencing heavy rain this week. Therefore, parents must ensure their children are indoors to avoid such incidents. He said police are currently at the scene to conduct an investigation and make reports on the cause of death. He also mentioned that the death toll in the city is increasing, with people dying in incidents from illnesses or during fights. Matsub Simatab also called on the public to help raise awareness to save children from such unfortunate situations. The body of the small boy from Eastern Highlands was found by residents of Goroka block after they discovered that he had gone washing in the drain but did not return with the other boys. Police also reported a similar incident where a boy was found dead at 8 Mile First block from flood waters. 75 officers of the Independent Commission Against Corruption have taken their oath of office and oath of secrecy in Port Moresby last week. Acting Commissioner Thomas Elu says the ceremony marks a new standard in the fight against corruption. The officers pledge to uphold the Constitution, maintain confidence, and serve with integrity. Deputy Commissioners Don Sawong and Elines Batari reminded newly sworn officers that accountability and professionalism must guide their work. The event strengthens ICAG's mandate to prevent, investigate, and prosecute corruption in Papua New Guinea. And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2371 US in the interbank market. At Banks Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2296 US, $0.3508 Australian dollars, $0.1907 euro, and 34.99 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, and crude oil closed higher, cocoa and copper closed lower, copra and oil palm closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TVWAN News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee.
Hi, with the help of Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner, with these 3 quick and easy tips, I'm going to show you that more natural, beautiful hair is achievable. Step 1, massage your scalp during washing with shampoo. Step 2, apply conditioner to the tips of your hair. Step 3, gently towel dry your hair. There you have it. For natural, beautiful hair, use Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner. Have a great hair day.
Long year 2024, 7th baby I born one time HIV. HIV I can go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama I get HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby I susu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi panim sik HIV ariap o time bel mama I positive pinis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot and talk, young or old, let's calories, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite but mine. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Amber, you like it?
Meet UmiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends.
Hello, son.
Anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, UmiPay makes every payment simple. UmiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Try. They have men, you know. They have men. Super try. Oh, the offloading is magnificent.
Thanks for staying with us. To overseas news, the United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres is continuing his campaign to accelerate the global switch from fossil fuel to clean energy, the cheapest source of new electricity in nearly every country. The latest push came last Friday in remarks to the Energy Transition Roundtable in Belém, Brazil, held just days before the formal opening of the COP30 climate change conference. Guterres said the fossil fuel age is ending. Clean energy is rising and has called to make the transition fair, fast and final. The UN chief told world leaders that the global energy landscape is changing at lightning speed. He said the international community must ensure a just, orderly and equitable transition from fossil fuel, triple renewable energy capacity and double energy efficiency by the end of the decade. The Secretary-General outlined 5 areas for action, calling first for countries to align laws, policies and incentives with a just energy transition and eliminate fossil fuel subsidies. Some people say you're wasting it. Others, that is merely a sign of normal renewable energy system. However, it's perceived Australia is often capable of generating more wind and solar power than it's producing because there's not enough demand to soak up all of the supply. And it's a gap that's growing as ever more renewable energy is adding to the grid.
On a breezy day in Western Australia's south, something seems amiss. The blades on giant wind turbines are barely turning at all. But there's nothing wrong with them. There's just nowhere for their power to go. It's called curtailment, a little-known phenomenon that's increasingly becoming a feature of Australia's power systems.
Curtailment, in its simplest, is when an energy asset generates less than it would be capable of generating.
It often happens when there's simply not enough demand to soak up all the potential supply renewable energy could provide. And it's most pronounced in the middle of mild, sunny days, when the output from Australia's vast fleet of rooftop solar floods onto the system, pushing out most other generators, including large-scale solar and wind farms.
When there's a lot of rooftop solar, that suppresses the demand that the rest of the market sees.
It is happening quite a fair bit, and it's a byproduct of an ever-changing grid.
At the moment, curtailment isn't a big part of Australia's electricity system, accounting for only about 1.5% of wind and solar production last year. But it's much more than that at times, and there are expectations it'll grow markedly in the years ahead.
Curtailment is something that renewable energy companies are going to have to factor in.
Analysts say batteries will help soak up much of the excess supply, as will consumers who shift more of their use to the middle of the day. but they say some amount of curtailment is inevitable.
The marginal cost of generating that excess kilowatt hour off a solar system on your house is zero or very close to zero. And to that extent, no harm, no foul.
From scarcity at times to abundance at others, Australia's renewable energy riddle won't be solved overnight.
The clock is ticking on Australia's bid to host the world's most important climate meeting next year. Several world leaders have spent the past few days in the Amazonian city of Belém for climate talks ahead of the conference of the parties meeting, which officially kicked off on Saturday. Australia wants to follow Brazil as COP host and hold next year's gathering in Adelaide in partnership with Pacific nations. Its bid has won plaudits from the region, but the government's pursuit of the prize has been a long way short of perfect. Australia has been in the box seat to win the contest for months, but Turkey, which has also raised its end to host, has simply refused to withdraw. The state government has unveiled its plan to phase out single-use plastics over the next 5 years, after burning lightweight plastic bags, straws, and single-use cutlery in previous years. The government says this plan is the natural next step to reduce plastic waste.
Bread tags, soy sauce fish bottles, and condiment packets. Only some of the next targets to be eliminated in the war on plastic.
In New South Wales last year, over 935,000 tonnes of plastic was used. Only 15% of that is being recycled.
Besides the environmental damage and the dangers of microplastics on human health, the minister highlighted the scale of the state's waste crisis.
We're running out of landfill across New South Wales, and we're running out of it in Greater Sydney. Over 800,000 tonnes of plastic is currently ending up in our landfill. Part of what this plan is about stopping that now.
The plan aims to phase out pizza savers and bread tags by 2027, fruit and vegetable stickers by 2030, and to force food businesses to accept reusable cups by 2028.
We see a lot of plastic just going into the bin, and with the compostable cups as well, it needs a better solution. So we're really excited to be on the right side of sustainability, and we're happy to adopt, any new laws.
Jeff Angel is the director of Boomerang Alliance, a coalition of 56 non-governmental organizations fighting against environmental pollution.
Not only does this put New South Wales ahead of all the other states and territories, it also makes a very substantial contribution to the alarming problem of plastic pollution.
A problem that still impacts our waterways, wildlife, and us.
Fiji Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka will pay an official working visit to Japan from 12th to 15th of November at the invitation of Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi Sane. During the visit, Prime Minister Takaichi will hold a summit meeting with Prime Minister Rabuka in his honor. The government of Japan said Japan and Fiji are close friends connected by the Pacific Ocean and partners who share values such as freedom, democracy, the rule of law, and human rights. It is expected that the visit by Prime Minister Rabuka will further strengthen bilateral relations between the two nations. Fiji confirms its cooperation towards the realization of a free and open Indo-Pacific. 1 in 5 Australian households is suffering food insecurity, according to Food Bank's latest annual hunger report. It shows average Australian families increasingly faced with difficult decisions at the grocery shop and even going without food.
Caring to feed the homeless, this Darwin resident's own food security is on her mind. Since a recent injury, she's had no choice but to get her groceries delivered, and every dollar counts.
I have this strict budget while I'm not working of how much money I can spend on food each week, and that doesn't change. So when they put up their delivery from $10 to $18, I just had to choose $8 less groceries.
And she's not alone, with more people visiting her soup kitchen than ever before.
When we used to mostly see desperately poor looking you know, homeless people. Now we're getting families and, you know, people that you wouldn't expect.
3.5 million households around Australia are now struggling to feed themselves, according to Foodbank's 2025 Hunger Report, which also reveals almost half of all renters have experienced food insecurity this past year, as have 1 in 5 households earning over $91,000 a year. The charity says 20% of Australian households have either skipped meals or gone full days without eating in the year 2024 to 25. That's a 1% increase on last year, and a sign, Foodbank says, that hunger is becoming mainstream.
When cost of living spikes the way it has, every demographic suffers. There's rent increases and that kind of thing, and all these pressures put pressures on families, and then unfortunately they do end up needing help, and that's where we come in as a food bank.
They're calling on the federal government to introduce a tax incentive to encourage the donation of food that would otherwise be thrown away.
What the data this year tells us is really concerningly the cost of living relief measures that the federal government tried to provide in the last term of Parliament didn't affect what people were putting on the table.
An increasingly hungry nation hoping the government steps up to the plate.
A new study has revealed a dip in Australia's trust in democracy. The report suggests that only 2/3 of the country has faith in the electoral process. But outside of capital cities, that number plummets, with fewer than 53% of Australians in regional areas having confidence in election outcomes.
For these students at Talangata High School in regional Victoria, the right to vote is something they're looking forward to.
I know a lot of people my age don't, but I have friends who are pretty interested in politics.
I probably know a lot about it because I've made myself know a lot about it because I know it's important.
But new research has shown young regional Australians are a key demographic losing faith in democracy.
When we can detect trends or cohorts of people that feel left behind, we need to turn around and face that, and that's the message to our decision makers.
The study was conducted by McKinnon and is its first annual snapshot of attitudes towards Australian democracy. It's an independent foundation with people from all sides of politics, including former South Australian Premier Jay Weatherill.
I think there are enough warning signs for us to be concerned.
But it's not just young people. The research claims 66% of those in major cities and 63% in regional cities believe election outcomes are fair. But in regional and remote Australia, that number drops to under 53%, while 65% say they don't feel understood or represented by federal politicians.
They don't listen to nobody. All they want is their payment at the end of the week.
So yeah, I guess it's we're fairly removed and distant geographically from federal politics, I think. Yeah.
There's nothing to stop people having sensible conversation in a democracy, so I think that's a great thing.
I don't feel they understand the conditions in rural Australia.
As for why faith in democracy is falling in regional Australia, McKinnon cites two main issues: frustration with government service delivery in the bush and the continuing decline in the number of regional media outlets.
The less people that consume news, and that's certainly what's happening in the regions, the lower their confidence in the democracy.
But experts say the low numbers in regional Australia are likely to be influenced by Labor being in government.
Regional and remote areas whose members at the moment are more likely to be in opposition, that kind of feeds into their trust and confidence in democracy and the system.
A city-country divide when it comes to the state of the nation.
This is TV1 News. Later in sports, MSG Cup rules set and Mandem ends season on high.
Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Okay. Yep.
Hi.
Yes.
Can I get a loan for my PNV contract?
You need to fill out these forms, these ones, and then you can get back to me. Okay?
Hello? Hello? Anyone? Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Not here. Not right now.
Hi, I'm Kenny. Can I get a loan here?
Of course, Kenny. I'll take down your details. I'll help with the credit check.
Thank you. And I'll help with the business plan.
1 car Kenny, 20 car Kenny, 1,000 car Kenny. FinCorp, fast forward your finance from zero to hero.
Mtambo tru lonkarim o salim na simokin, marijuana or all drugs, no good ikam lo overseas, or some cocaine or crystal meth. Nupla law olikolim Controlled Substances Act 2021 by making sawe lo you lo baim court fine enough money mark enough lo 2 million kina or go life year calabus. This platok sawe ikam long National Narcotics Bureau. One time halivim bilom Australia Papua New Guinea Law na Justice Partnership.
Finding connection and community.
Our family is not here, so together we kind of build our own family.
In the final episode, we'll meet those thriving.
This is a really good activity which we could do together.
Through the Aussie sporting way of life.
Everyone's looking for a place to belong.
I am much more confident now.
You walk out there with goosebumps knowing that you have a strong army behind you.
Play on.
We should eliminate the enemy at all costs.
No matter where we go, our enemies always seem to find us.
I don't think they'll be able to leave the country. What are you waiting for? Do it now! He made us look stupid and incompetent fools.
What'll happen to us now?
We won't stop until we make things right and better for our beloved country.
Welcome back. The 2025 edition of the Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Minister's Cup is set to kick off on Tuesday, November 11th, 2025 at the PNG National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. The limelight will be on the women's category. The women's debut adds fresh energy and a new dimension to the regional rivalry with Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands and PNG, having made solid preparations and are ready for the challenge. PNG will feel the weight of expectation as host.
Ahead of the kickoff tomorrow, the MSGPM's Cup Host Organizing Committee signed off on legal documents on Sunday, November 9, officially releasing the tournament regulations. The tournament runs from November 11th to the 22nd. The limelight will be on the women's category. The women's debut adds fresh energy and a new dimension to the regional rivalry with Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands and PNG having made solid preparations and are ready for the challenge. PNG will feel the weight of expectations as host. The organizing committee emphasized that the inclusion of the women's event reflects a commitment to gender equality and football development across the region. The tournament will also count toward FIFA ranking points for both men's and women's sides. The women's matches kick off on Thursday, November 13th. The men's competition remains highly anticipated, and PNG is out to defend its title, with strong challenges expected from Solomon Islands and Fiji. The men's game kickstarts the tournament on Tuesday. PNG Red takes on Fiji, and in the second match on the same day, PNG Gold plays Vanuatu. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
3 players from within the OFC region have been nominated for the Best FIFA Women's 11, recognizing the finest female players in the world for their positions. Papua New Guinea's midfielder and key player Romana Padio, Solomon Islands goalkeeper Zainab Dango, and New Zealand defender Rebecca Todd have been chosen alongside 88 of the world's best players. Players have been nominated due to their performances between the 11th of August 2024 and the 2nd of August 2025, and football fans decide the winners to be a part of the Best FIFA Women's 11 by voting on the FIFA website. 3 is the highest number of players OFC has ever had nominated for the Best FIFA Women's 11 since its inception in 2016. Promising Port Moresby Vipers Rocky Centre Francis Mandom has just wrapped up an impressive debut season in the semi-professional rugby league, marking a significant thrive in his young career. Mandom's breakout season with the youthful City franchise in 2025 handed them a top 6 playoff after years of misfortune since 2013, Vipers' last grand final glory.
Mandom's exceptional performance also earned him the prestigious Chairman's Award at the club's recent presentation night, highlighting his remarkable rise in just his first season at the Diesel ExxonMobil Cup level. Still in his early 20s, the imposing young Vipers centre, who stands 194 centimeters tall and weighs 98 kg, is a potential star in the rising as he continues to develop his game. Growing up in the 8 Mile settlement of Port Moresby, Mandom relied on the discipline instilled by his parents to navigate the challenges of his environment and avoid negative influences. Balancing sports and education, he recently graduated from the University of Papua New Guinea.
I live in 8 Mile settlement, so basically there's a lot of activities going on, so only way to keep me out of those activities is to play rugby. So yeah, I join rugby, so whenever I play rugby, my mind doesn't think of doing other stuff or something like that.
Mandom's rugby league journey began at the Sacred Heart Catholic Primary School in Port Moresby, where he played schoolboys rugby league and continued to compete throughout the secondary and university, participating in various tournaments during holidays. Mandom enhanced his skills on the rugged surfaces of Unagi Oval in Gordons, where he frequently played during the off-season.
So yeah, I started playing schoolboys. I did my primary at Sacred Heart Catholic Secondary. So yeah, that's when I started playing rugby in my school days.
His experiences with the 8 Mile Settlers culminated in a strong showing in the 2024-25 season that saw them clinch the NCD Governors' Cup, and that's where Mandom's standout performances caught the attention of the Vipers scouts, leading to his inclusion in the training squad.
Yeah, unfortunately, I switched to rugby union because of the field. We used to play at Unagi, and the field condition is not okay, so I switched to rugby union, and then I continued playing. But then school, I have to focus my priorities to school first. So I didn't play for some time. I just continue on with my studies, and only off-season, like when there's Christmas tournaments like Governors' Cup, I used to participate with my boys at 8 Mile.
Despite being perceived as underdogs, the Vipers defied expectations by securing a top-6 final since their 2013 Grand Final glory. Reflecting on their journey, Mandem acknowledged doubters who did not give them a chance, but the young boys proved them wrong.
I guess we went, I think 2022 we went, but we fell short. We didn't went through playing Governor's Cup. And then 2023, we won the plate, Governor's Plate. We didn't make it through the cup, but we won the plate. And then 2024, we made it through the grand final and we won the cup. And then I think that's where the Vipers scouted me and take me in for pre-season training.
In addition to celebrating their success, Mandem has also revealed his future goals and aspirations to play for the Hunters and the national team, the Kumuls, one day.
I think the most thing that keeps us going and went on to play finals is, trust, believe in ourselves, believe in our brothers. There's no big players in our team. It's just young boys, All of us debut, so we have nothing to lose. Even though we lose or whatsoever, we are just young people trying to, showcase our talent, and so that's where.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Brisbane Tigers announced the appointment of Jim Lannion as the club's new head coach. He will commence his role before the 2026 pre-season start. Lannion replaces outgoing coach Matt Church. Lannion joins the Tigers with a wealth of experience across both the NRL and Queensland Cup systems, bringing proven success as both a mentor and a leader.
The Brisbane Tigers can confirm that the 2025 Host Plus Cup season was Matt Church's last season as head coach. Church, who joined the Tigers ahead of the 2023 season, brought with him valuable experience from his role at the PNG Hunters. Over his 3-year seasons at the Ham, he guided the Tigers to their first premiership since 1991. Incoming coach Lanham has for the last 5 years served as an assistant coach with the Gold Coast Titans, working at the elite level to help shape and develop NRL talent. Before his time at the Titans, he established himself as one of the most respected coaches in the Host Plus Cup during his tenure with the Burleigh Bears between 2015 and 2019. Under his guidance, the Bears claimed 2 Queensland Cup premierships in 2016 and 2019, highlighting his ability to build resilient, competitive teams capable of performing on the big stage. Brisbane Tigers CEO Mitch Cook said the club is excited to welcome Lanham to Totally Workwear Stadium. Lanham said he was thrilled to take on the role and excited to work with the Tigers that had a strong history of producing quality players and looks forward to building on that foundation. He will start his role in the coming weeks, preparing his squad for the 2026 season. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather. In regional forecast, southern, Port Moresby cloudy periods with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Hopondeta, partly cloudy with rain and possible thunderstorms. Momase, lay cloudy periods with rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy and rain at times and isolated thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Angau, cloudy with few rain showers and thunderstorms. Buka, cloudy periods with some rain and rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands region, all centers, cloudy periods, then some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea sees moderate with east to southeasterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea sees slight with northeast to northwest winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea sees slight to moderate with northwest to northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean sees smooth to slight with southeast to southwest winds of 5 to 15 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG to Indonesia border to Daru, Kiwai Islands, Kerama, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands, and waters of Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG and Indonesia border. Seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 meters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands sees 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by